Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever the hell time you're listening to this podcast. What's going on? This is Post to Post Wrestling Podcast with your boy Will, one half of the Brothers of Discussion in the house, along with myself, drummer John. Grayson's going to join us in a little bit here, but we needed to kick this thing off because my broke ass needs to go out and do some door dashing. So, Will, what's good with you this week?
Hell, everything's going better for me than a lot of the wrestling world right now, but, what can you say?
God. It is Black Wednesday. For anybody who hasn't heard, by the time this thing airs, everyone will know about it. But WWE, we'll just kick it off right there. Major cuts this week. They're saying they needed to get rid of 40% of their in-ring staff. And as of right now, 7/17, Wednesday, April 15th, we've got...
That's Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, and the Mountain Standard Time. I'm in Colorado. We've got over 20 wrestlers who have been given their pink slips, along with people behind the scenes. Yeah, well, hell, even one referee got cut and one announcer got cut. So I'll run through the list here. It starts off with someone pretty surprising. Drake Maverick, the former Rockstar Spud, who just competed in the Cruiserweight tournament to crown a new NXT Cruiserweight champion, because Jordan Devlin is over in Ireland and can't compete. So he got stripped of his title, and Drake was one of the competitors in there. Another person who was pissed that he wasn't a competitor in there and got cut, Lio Rush. Not too surprised about that, because there's been a lot of scuttlebutt about him backstage and catching heat and everything else. And if any of it is true, I'm sure it might have played something along with here. Drake posted a really, really emotional video afterwards, thanking everyone and saying if these were his last matches, you're going to see him give everything that he had. And, he's very teary-eyed, and dude, it was a little rough to watch, because I've been a fan of him since he was Rockstar Spud. Some of my favorite work with him was with another person who got their slip today, EC3, who was just a wasted talent on WWE. I mean, they didn't use him proper at all. He's way too good. He cut a video today that was hot fire, dude. He put the wrestling world on warning that he's ready to do some shit. We also got the Edgeheads. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder are no longer with WWE.
That kind of surprised me, because they did push them a bit.
Yeah, and they were great people behind the scenes. Like, whenever you watch Ms. and Mrs., or you watch any of the documentaries they do, you see a lot of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. They're family men. They get along with people. They're workers. They'll do what the hell they're told. And it's going to be a little awkward for Zack Ryder, since his girlfriend is still in NXT. I hope nothing interferes with that, because they look kind of cute together, his girlfriend being Chelsea Green. Keith Slater, he's going to have to find a way to pay off them kids, because he got the pink slip today.
Yeah.
The next three, probably the biggest three names to get let go. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Rusev.
I know, I was surprised that those three got let go, especially since the OC members just signed that fresh contract.
Yep, they just signed that new contract not too long ago.
I mean, it was either
Rusev never signed
this
a new
year.
contract.
Say what?
His wife did. Rusev never
Rusev
signed a new contract. His wife did. He did not, and they chose not to give him another one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he was getting tired of not being used properly, so he was kind of doing the wait out, like formerly Luke Harper, now back to Brody Lee did.
I mean, he's always over. Like, Rusev can go anywhere and be a huge friggin' star.
I mean,
it's going to be interesting to see.
Hoss.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with his wife, because she also just signed a huge 5-year deal with WWE, and if their goal is to save money month over month, and according to them, they could save over $4 million a month by making these cuts.
Yeah.
The rest of the list, Noe Jose, who posted a video today thanking everyone. Sarah Logan, her husbands, half of the Viking Raiders. Hopefully they can make it. Speaking of husbands and wives, Mike and Maria Canales, who also both just signed big contract extensions, multi-years. They both got the axe. Aiden English, former in-ring wrestler, and
he was mouthpiece for Rusev for a while.
Yeah, he was part of Rusev Day. He was announcer for 205 Live and NXT UK. They also married to Eddie Guerrero's daughter. He got let go today. Eric Young. This one hurts me because I love Eric Young. I love EY. Been a fan of his for a long time. I loved his work with Sanity. He's just another wrestler who they just did not put enough behind. Another tag team, and this one hurts also. Boricuas, my cousins, my family, Primo and Epico Colon are no longer with WWE. Not surprising. They haven't used them in forever, and they were just wasting talent. I want to see them go to Puerto Rico and wrestle with Carlito and have like a family thing going on down there. I've been wanting that in WWE for years. We haven't had a good Puerto Rican or Latin group in a long time in WWE. So I was hoping for that they would try and get Carlito back and get something going, but it never happened, of course.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan, he exposed the spider, and now the spider bit his ass.
It's true. It's true. I just wrapped up listening to the Brody Lee and Chris Jericho Talk is Jericho episode from a couple weeks ago today, and he was talking about how, like, right after that happened, they stopped using him, and he was like, "Oh boy," he's like, "I hope the best for him."
Yeah, and that's what it was. Vince McMahon pulled the plug on the angle. They exposed what it was, and then he was gone. When he loses interest in the storyline, we see it all the time. Right now, on Monday Night Raw this week, we saw the newly formed tag team of Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, who I've nicknamed the Undesirables.
I would almost guarantee if they're going to cut 40 people, they'll probably cut them before too long.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that with all the scuttlebutt that we hear about Vince McMahon losing faith and getting rid of the push. I mean, they've won a match since they've been a tag team, but they haven't won any big matches as a tag team. They had a good showing against the Viking Raiders yesterday, which makes me wonder if Vince has got a little faith in them again. But
time will tell. But I could. Yeah. It really depends because rumor mill he doesn't care for Ricochet much at all, and so once Ricochet donned the jobber shorts, things went downhill.
Which he is still jobbing. It all boils down to one finger only.
Easy now. Easy now.
Put finger in your butt on video, and then maybe you have a job.
It's bad. It's bad.
And then NXT talent, we're just seeing the start of that, and supposedly there will be more in the very near future. But to start off, we've got Deonna Purrazzo, who is the virtuoso of the armbar. Yeah. During seclusion, she posted some really nice bikini photos. Check them out. She's hot. One of the thicker wrestlers. Got nice curves. A guy named Alexander Jaksic, never heard of him. MJ Jenkins and Josiah Williams. So they all got cut from NXT along with longtime referee Mike Chioda.
Yeah, I saw his name on there. That was surprising. It's rare, to me anyway, it's rare that I ever see refs get cut.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's just dud city. But
come and go here and there, but we really don't hear too much about them getting let go. Now with the producers, because we got some backstage talent that got let go too, supposedly they're only being furloughed with the intention of bringing them back when they can. So here's our list of that. We've got Kurt Angle, big name there. Lance Storm, IRS Mike Rotunda, also the father of Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
Sarah Stock, Fit Finley, Hurricane Helms, Pat Buck, Sean Devari, Scott Armstrong, and Billy Kidman.
Yep. All of those.
It is a dark day for WWE talent, man.
That's everything from producers to talent scouts that they cut right there. And then you got Jerry Soto, right?
Who? No.
Jerry Soto, the NXT announcer, that he's been placed on furlough as well.
No, I didn't get that one either.
Yeah.
Was that in one of the pictures I sent?
No, this is on the list that I have right up on Cultaholic.
Gotcha. Okay, I was looking at a different one.
Apparently, another thing reporting is the NXT talent is being provided 30 days of pay, then they're free to do whatever they want. But that's the only other thing that I've seen. Let me go down here. Andrea Lissenberger, who's a writer for WWE, confirmed she's been released.
Did they let go of Freddie Prinze Jr. again?
I guess.
I'm teasing. He's not back. I introduced my daughter to the movie She's All That. And I was like, he was to fight for WWE.
He's Kanan Jarrus on Star Wars Rebels.
Yes.
That's the best character he'll ever do. And
he was in Scooby-Doo. Come on now.
Kanan Jarrus over Fred every day. Sorry. Let's see. Checking out some new things just in case, but for the most part, apparently the word is they're going to furlough as many people as they can. But I guarantee you that most of the furloughing will be just production,
the backstage people,
not talent, because production gets paid less than talent.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Big thing I can think of, honestly, I'm excited to see where some of these people are going to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting to see because everyone's feeling the pain right now as far as, not being able to do live shows, although WWE is now considered an essential business and they are free to film in Florida.
Yeah, I saw that.
That shit makes me laugh. I mean, there's a lot of scuttlebutt about that too. That Linda McMahon promised millions of aid to Florida, and because of Vince McMahon's ties to Donald Trump, that blah blah blah. And I don't know, but I just think it's pretty damn funny, and I'm very grateful for this, that they are deeming wrestling an essential business.
Yes.
So that way we can continue to get new product.
Grayson, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Grayson?
What's up?
Yeah. So we are in the middle of talking about the WWE releases.
My main thing is I'm excited that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows been released. Even though I was worried when they signed those new contracts, because I had high hopes that something was going to happen with them, either with New Japan or AEW. And now that they're free and clear, I could see if what I just read about the NXT talent getting 30 days of pay and then they're free to do whatever, I could almost see that happening with them. So within the next month, I would like them, preferably see them scooped up by AEW to work. Because, I mean, hell, in 30 days, things could change enough for it to keep going on like before, or, it could be like it is right now. Who knows?
Drake Maverick, I could see going back to Impact.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them using him. Mike and Maria Kanellis, I could see them going back to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Maybe Leo Rush going back to Ring of Honor too. But a lot of these, like Rusev, where the hell? I mean, Rusev is going to be a star wherever he goes, but where would he go? That would make sense. Send him to Japan, dude.
Yeah, if he went to Japan, it would be nice. I think he would just run roughshod over a lot of people in Japan. Plus, it's double foreign for them. It's not the usual type. It's Russian foreign, or like
Bulgarian.
Slavic foreign. Yeah, Bulgarian. So that's a little different than the usual English or Latin American foreign that they deal with.
Yeah.
So it's like throwing them a double swerve.
So no, man, it's going to be crazy. And then, depending on what more talent we're going to see gone, where the hell are they going to go too? It's craziness. It is craziness.
Yeah. It is wild stuff. I think it was all like it. To me, it all seems like perfect timing from the debacle that was this year's WrestleMania, and just a way for them to make their money back since they didn't have all the fans buying stuff.
Yeah, I did not buy a "I wasn't there" shirt.
Yeah, I really thought about it because I thought that was kind of a funny shirt, but
I agree.
But then I was like, it's not worth the humor. I mean, if we want to take a step back since we missed last week, WrestleMania was all right. It wasn't great. I mean, they basically, we can almost look at it as foreshadowing. They damn buried the OC.
Yeah.
But the Undertaker, he one-man wrecking crewed all three of them, so I was just like, all right, there's that. That was a standout. I'm surprised about some of the women's matches and how they turned out, but, it is what it is. Mostly
Night one, I killed it. Night one, I had like 7 out of 9 that I was right on. I only got 2 wrong. Night 2, I didn't get a match right till like 5 in.
Wild stuff. Let me do one thing.
And what did you guys think of the Funhouse match?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was
interesting.
I wouldn't have called it a match. It was a funny, interesting, throwback.
It was a novelty
vignette, but I don't know that I would call it a match. Seeing John Cena in NWO gear was funny as hell.
That is everyone's favorite thing right now. Like last week, in all the custom forums that said wrestling stuff, etc., everyone was all about NWO John Cena. Everybody. I was just like, yeah, I guess that's cool. But, it is what it is. It's just a match / vignette between 2 people I just don't care about.
Supposedly, we're going to be seeing more of those cinematic matches with, the current landscape of everything.
Yeah. Other things, let's see. I'm glad that our boy Braun got a belt.
Yeah. Well, remember how we were talking before as far as who would win that match? And I said it came down to, like, Goldberg's contract.
Yeah.
I nailed that because that's exactly what happened. Goldberg did not want to add any more dates to his contract.
Yeah.
So they gave the belt up to Braun because he didn't want to wrestle again that soon.
And I'm just gonna say, fuck Goldberg and his bullshit.
Agreed.
I mean, like, no, I didn't want to lose to the Fiend because all the kids think I'm a superhero. Dude, you're a fucking old man, and these kids don't know who the fuck you are.
A lot of them definitely do not. The ones of us that do, we remembered how much we liked you when we were a kid, and now we're kind of like, Goldberg?
Dude, why are you like 50 just crushing the people who they're supposed to build up because you feel like it is detriment to your character who needs to be put out the pasture.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out.
It's one of those things. It's like, Goldberg, swallow your pride. You're the enhancement talent now. You're a novelty act. Bring it down a notch. Dial it back, buddy. Dial it back. But yeah. But at least Braun got a belt. It's been a long time coming. He lost the IC, and now he's picked up an even bigger belt. Now, what we talked about a couple weeks ago, how long is he going to hold it? We don't know. Hopefully for a little while. But at least he's got that notch in his, metaphorical belt for the future. It makes him look good on paper. So that's a good thing.
And they've set up, their title challenges already. I said months ago that Seth Rollins will be taking on Drew McIntyre. Boom, there it is. You know, that was... You didn't have to be a fucking mind reader to see where that was going. And then Braun's got the Fiend now, so those are set.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we did between the three of us, each of us called a little over half, right, Grayson?
We all missed 5 matches.
Okay, so it was like, what, in total across the 2 days, it was like 11 or 12 matches?
16.
16?
So we all got 11 right.
That's not too bad.
That's better than 2/3.
Yeah.
And I would have came out ahead if I'd stuck with my original thought on the Braun Strowman Goldberg and not let John's nonsense fill my ears.
I'm the only one. The only one that stuck to my gun. So it's like, fuck you guys.
I did not.
Never let John make a good point. And if he does, it's wrong.
He's right, but he's wrong.
Hey, it came down to that contract, and I thought he was gonna, I didn't think that he would not sign on the dates. I thought they'd keep the belt on him for that eventual Roman Reigns Goldberg hype up that they wanted, but Goldberg didn't want any part of adding any dates on those contracts.
Old Goldberg, he do what Goldbergs do.
Yeah, he do what he do.
Expect the world for next to nothing. So before we get sidetracked, because we could talk about the other WrestleMania forever. I mean, we hit enough of the high notes. We don't need to just sit there and go over it because, I mean...
Other than what we talked about, were there any favorite points that you guys had on either night?
Boneyard match was awesome.
Yeah, I've hit all my high notes. The Boneyard match and then Braun getting his belt. Those were the 2 big important things for me, even though I'm sad about how bad The Undertaker made the OC look. But, damn, AJ makes The Undertaker look good. AJ makes everybody look good. But the other thing was, where was The Undertaker's posse?
Yeah.
He mentioned he was going to have a posse, like an unholy trinity, and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was
his motorcycle?
Old Undertaker, Phenom Undertaker, and Badass Undertaker.
Oh, he was the 3-man. Oh, I get you.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what they're saying, is that this new incarnation of The Undertaker is what he's going to be for a while now. This mixture of badass and phenom.
Gotcha.
Coming to the ring to Metallica, or coming to the match to some Metallica.
And I bet that costs them a fuckload of money. Just to secure the rights for that, I could only imagine how much or who they bought to suck Lars Ulrich's dick to let him use them.
No, they had to fire Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder to pay for that.
That's exactly what it is. That's where the cost came from for that. We'll keep anyone updated on some other Black Wednesday goings on. If you check the Facebook page, I'll try to keep things going on there. I was posting them as I found out about them earlier. But any other new news and people going new places, I'll let everyone know there. But moving on, AEW. Last week we had the first part of the TNT title tourney. And it was Cody and Spears. Then what do we think about that one?
Solid match.
It was a solid match.
Definitely. I mean, they didn't make Sean Spears look like a chump.
Yeah.
Hard. There's a lot of good back and forth in there. Yeah.
Neither one of them fought dirty, and neither one of them fought super clean either, which is kind of what I liked about it. It was one of those good, like, gritty matches without going over the top. I mean, using the barricade, it's almost like a table leaned up against the side of the ring. That was pretty solid, and both of them capitalized on that. Cody, of course, got the worst of it, because Cody's all about being the guy to take some of the bad bumps and keep going.
Yeah, he did over the top ropes through the table and stuff like that.
Yep. But Spears made the Crossroads look like a punk-ass bitch move. Like, he kicked out of what, 2 of them?
Yeah,
Or it took 2 of them to put him down, something like that. So, I mean, they both made each other look good.
They gave Shawn Spears a makeup win for it because he beat Billy Gunn on Dark this week.
I had a feeling he'd probably beat Billy Gunn when I saw that match announced. I'll probably watch Dark tomorrow, but yeah, I had the sneaking suspicion that Spears was going to get it over to Billy. The other big standout match from last week's Dynamite was Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida. That was a great match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Britt Baker got her nose demolished.
Rushed. I mean, it basically showed that I could almost see this as being the next big, like, title rivalry. I could see Shida probably getting the belt, and then Britt becoming her #1 contender.
Yep.
That's just the way I almost see it happening, because, I mean, Nyla's almost like a character they like, barring current circumstances with, you know, the COVID-19 situation, etc. She seems like she's only a pay-per-view spectacle. There weren't too many TV matches, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially once she got the belt, it seemed like she just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, she was in Denver. They didn't even put her on TV. She was there for the autograph signings and shit like that, and didn't put her on TV.
I don't know, but that right there says to me that they're probably going to move on to something else, and Shida seems like she'll be the one, or at least within the next year or so, she might have the belt. That's what I'm seeing happening. Other than that, last week's Dynamite was pretty quick as well. It felt like it flew by.
They're doing the job right. We've said it week after week, and you know, they're doing what WWE should be doing. They're running the shows as if nothing's going on. They're you know, they're still having a lot of live matches. There's no pre-recorded, you know, matches per se. Like, they're doing vignettes now. Like, they did one this week on AEW of the Bubbly Bunch, where they went and interviewed everyone in the circle in their homes. Because Proud and Powerful, they haven't been to any of the tapings since New York is shut down.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they're doing is anything recorded. Jericho's there on commentary week after week. Sammy Guevara, he's getting ready to have a match right now as I'm talking.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're running the show the way it should be. They're making the best out of the situation, and they're not letting it sway them. But I really feel that WWE is letting it affect their product in a too big of a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they're changing it too much, and I don't want to see matches from last year. I don't want to see all this recorded stuff everywhere. And you can guarantee at least an hour of Raw is a recorded match, and at least a half an hour of SmackDown is a recorded match.
Yep.
Not longer.
They're not doing it quite as well. I mean, like, AEW had to move their stuff, and apparently, as you were mentioning earlier, they've moved it to QT Marshall's school in Georgia, so that's where they're recording now instead of Daly's place. So
they're not recording anymore. Their recording is done for the next month.
I mean, that's where they
those 2 days. Yeah. They recorded enough in those 2 days to last until they said May, the end of May.
Wow, that's a lot of recording.
Yeah, they made an announcement about Double or Nothing. It is not happening in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know where, unless, I mean, I can't think of anywhere else you'd go to gamble other than Atlantic City.
I'm trying to remember if they listed where the hell they were doing it at in the article I read. I just know that it's not happening.
Yeah, I saw that. Like the date is still on, but the location is no longer that. Other things like this week, like I mean, Dark's happening right, or not Dark, but Dynamite's happening right now while we're recording this. The only update I've got is that Lance Archer did beat Colt Cabana in round 2.
It's still round 1.
Well, round 2 was in part 2 of round 1. My apologies. The second round 1 matchup for the tournament. So, Archer's undefeated streak continues, and Colt's undefeated streak has come to a halt.
Yes.
But beyond that, I mean, we've got episodes of Dark that just get shorter and shorter because of all the pre-recording and just what they're doing and how they're using more of the enhancement talents from Marshall's school, etc. But, John, you want to take over for this part?
I missed my segue. Where am I going with that?
Dark might be slowing down on matches, but BTE is starting to pick up matches.
Oh, yeah. So Being the Elite last week started bringing in matches featuring West Coast talent. So you're seeing people like the Young Bucks, Brandon Cutler, SoCal Uncensored, Peter Avalon, some jobbers too, and they had a Young Bucks match against Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon. Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler went against SoCal Uncensored.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who the Young Bucks fought, but this week they had an Under the Limit Battle Royal. So it's kind of like a Royal Rumble, where they started off with 2 competitors. Every 60 seconds, somebody else came to the ring until there was, one winner. They had to go over the top rope and stuff like that. It was filmed cinematically, so there was some fun stuff. Nick Jackson super kicks Scorpio Sky by the basketball court outside of the ring,
and used then goes him as a ramp to dunk.
Back. Yeah, but we had. So Nick Jackson wound up winning it, and the match that he wants, because whoever won the match gets to main event next week's Being the Elite, the main card of the 200th episode, the main match, and Nick won, and he wants a match against Matt. So we're going to see the Jackson brothers going against each other.
Yeah.
On a completely different side note, this has got me laughing. Impact Wrestling, there's a wrestler over there named Johnny Swinger. Johnny Swinger, he's like, yeah, everyone's talking about these Young Bucks. I'm bringing in one of them. I'm bringing in M. Jackson. So that was last week. This week he brings in, I shit you not, a 70-year-old wrestler named Mike Jackson. 70 years old, looks like Vern Gagne in Kurt Angle's ring attire. This guy put on a friggin' good match. He did a tope through the bottom rope to the outside of the ring, and real athletic, doing arm drags and stuff. If you want to check it out, it's still on my DVR. But it was entertaining. Mike Jackson, M. Jackson.
Getting people hyped for things, throwing them curveballs. Yeah, I mean, like I said, AEW's playing their cards right. When people are, it seems like BTE's picked up on things like if people are maybe getting a little stale on seeing the same talent over and over on the main Dark and Dynamite programs, they are giving them something now on the Being the Elite, so that way, everyone's still getting ring time and staying fresh, but they're not having to see the same stuff over and over and over.
Yeah, it's a big contrast from being in QT Marshall's wrestling school to being outside on the tennis courts at Matt or Nick's house, whoever it is.
I don't know. It's somebody's house. I'm just like, damn, that is huge.
Yeah, it is just funny. It's like during the Battle Royal, you had Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler, who are both on huge losing streaks. And, to save on production and everything else, they've got the wrestlers handling cameras. So you got Brandon Cutler outside filming. Peter Avalon goes into the ring. He was about to get super kicked by Matt Jackson. He's like, nope, I got this. And he goes and he throws himself over the top rope. And Brandon Cutler starts talking shit to him. Oh, you're a loser. You got thrown out, blah, 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 this and that. So Peter Avalon's like, give me the camera. That's my job now. You go get in there. And they switch up. And Cutler gets in there, and he winds up getting, knocked out, like, immediately, too. So it's funny how they're playing on that. And it's entertaining. That's what it's all about right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, they're doing things well. Your thoughts, Grayson? Even though you haven't probably watched a lot of it, how do you think AEW is kind of playing things off in this weird time?
I thought it was smart that they just pre-recorded everything super early, pretty much like months out. They got a shit ton of stuff done. And they did pretty well, since, it's a lean team they can work with. They're good at absolving any spoiler alerts.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
You'll never see. I haven't seen anything that was like, oh, spoiler. Nothing.
No, I haven't. They're playing it closer to their chest now than they did when they were doing everything. They'd spoil everything within like 30 minutes of it happening, or like a week ahead of time. I was just like, come on, you guys cannot wait and have any patience at all. Now it's just like a complete 180. They're doing
We're not even getting spoilers from Dark anymore.
No. Like, everything is, like, super, like, being played close to the chest. I mean, the only thing you could halfway predict stuff off of now, other than just, popularity alone, is, I believe, whoever wins the exhibition tag matches before, like, a tournament bracket match.
Yeah.
Because, I believe, last week, or week before, or something like that, Cody and Shawn were in opposite tag teams in a match, and I believe it panned out about the way you would expect it to predict the winner. So
they lost. Cody and Darby lost that match.
Oh yeah, that is right. Well,
Shawn
either
Spears
way,
and Sammy Guevara.
Mm-hmm. But those are the only ways you could really use it. Granted, that example didn't pan out the usual way, but that's usually how I figure out who's going to do stuff in New Japan. Whoever does their exhibition tag matches before like the big event is usually going to be the one that takes the W most of the time. Every once in a while it'll be whichever team lost, and you can kind of almost call it like a revenge win, but those would be the only types of matches that give you kind of any clue into what's happening, whether or not it's a full-blown, hey, they gave it away, or not. But other news, NWA is apparently going to start releasing some new content next week.
Yeah, Stu Bennett, his new gimmick is not bad news anymore. He has breaking news. And breaking news this week was that, they're giving out the Crockett Cup and the matches for the Crockett Cup and the build-up from last year, 2019, and the build-up to Nick Aldis versus Marty Scurll. They're releasing that stuff so people can see it. And then they're also going to release new content next week with Camille having her first match, and she's supposedly going to talk. So we'll see. They have the question mark pin available now from NWA, and I'm really thinking about getting it and putting it on my motorcycle cut.
That'll do. Oh, the question mark. I do miss seeing him and Aaron Stevens act stupid. Old shooter.
It's gotta be Josephus.
Yeah, there's no way it's not. No way at all.
It's gotta be Josephus.
I mean, Josephus had a fictional kingdom, and now he's got an entire fictional country. It makes sense.
Monrovia.
Yep.
I love it.
Any other stuff you want to hit on, man? Because I think we've hit most of it.
No. Impact Wrestling is still going to be doing their pay-per-view, but they're doing it kind of like WrestleMania. It's Rebellion, I believe it's called. And they're breaking it up over 2 nights, but they're doing them a week apart.
Hmm.
And they're doing them on Access TV, so it's not technically a pay-per-view.
It's,
I guess.
if you've subscribed, you're going to get to see it. It's like watching a
Yeah.
pay-per-view on the network.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going on with that.
I mean, all I've heard right now myself is New Japan is apparently getting like accolades for supporting stuff right now from the Japanese government. Like Tanahashi and some of the other people from like New Japan production just got awarded like some sort of accolade for work they've done in like virus prevention and like assisting everybody and stuff like that. So that's kind of a big deal, but that's the only New Japan news that I've heard. I haven't heard anything out of ROH. Nothing.
So Jerry the King Lawler pulls a page out of Jim Cornette's book this week on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Racist comment. So,
Oh, God.
it was a match between Akira Tozawa and I think it was Andrade or Austin Theory or one of those people that Zelina Vega has in her stable.
Uh-huh.
And during the match, he did some kind of move on the outside of the ring, senton, and Jerry the King Lawler called it the ramen noodle moonsault.
Jesus.
And people are pissed.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's a little more tame than what Cornette did, but god damn it, King. That motherfucker has not learned.
I don't know. I guess I'm an old man. I'm almost 47. I come from a different time. That shit had me cracking up. But then again, so does fucking Cornette, so fuck it, I'm a racist, I guess.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm just going to be like, okay, that happened, and I'm going to move on.
There's people calling for him to get fired.
Oh, you know, if they call loud enough, it'll happen. You don't have to worry about that. It'll happen. Plus, it's Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
What exactly is he really bringing to the table that he needs to stay for?
His brilliant commentary.
His commentary that hasn't changed in fucking 30 years, it feels like.
It's so much better than pop culture references and Mamma Mia's.
That is true to an extent, but...
I was expecting Tracy to jump down my fucking throat on that one. Come on, brother, wake up.
No, because then it becomes too obvious.
You gotta play it close to your chest.
And I softballed that one to you, brother.
Underhand and everything.
Yeah, there's no challenge, that's the issue.
Slow pitch.
All right, brothers, I do need to wrap this up and head on out. Is there
All
anything else we needed to touch base on, or you guys are, dude, keep going.
I mean, we've covered most of the big topics. I can't think of anything else to really go on, but I mean, we could speculate all day on that giant list at the beginning, but that'd be something that be better to like break up over time as opposed to just blow the entire wad right now.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, that would be something to blow right now because they might be signed as early as tomorrow. You know, so.
I mean, it's true they could be signed, but you won't know about it for at least 30 days. If we go based on the assumption of the way that NXT snippet was on that that I read out, where they got 30 days of pay, then after the 30 days they're free to go wherever. So it's like they've got a 30-day like cool down period, and then it's off to the races. So, I mean, it could go either way, but I mean, we hit some of the bigger ones that I expect. The rest of them, I mean, they could honestly go just about anywhere, but we can save that for next week.
Now that WWE is considered an essential business in Florida, we know we're going to get live programming every week for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I guess that means I'm going to have to start kind of watching it.
You will have the ability to fast forward, my friend.
I know, but half the time I'm watching it, I'm riding my bike, so I fast forwarding doesn't really work. Oh well, I mean, other than that, I guess one of you take us out. It's been a good one. It's short but sweet. It'll do.
All you, Grayson.
I can do that. At least, I mean, it's the only thing I can do. It's the least I can do this episode.
Fair enough. I'll allow it. Please make it happen.
And that, my friends, is the end of the episode for April 15th, 2022. It was okay. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
You guys have a good one.
See
Talk
you.
to you next week.